Welcome to Carrie's Tutorials. I'm Simeon Grace. I'm going to show you how to cut and how to sew a shirt dress. It's not going to be a straight shirt dress this time around. It's going to be with flare. And I'll be doing the cutting and the sewing tutorial separately. So if you're watching the cutting, there's need to watch the sewing tutorial. And if you're watching the sewing tutorial, there's need to also watch the cutting tutorial as well. If this is your first time on this channel, kindly click the subscribe and the bell in order to get notified anytime we upload a new video. The measurements we're going to be working with are the underbust, the half length, and the full length. We also need the shoulder measurement, the sleeve length. We'll be needing the round sleeve measurement, the bust circumference, the underbust circumference measurement. Those are the measurements we'll be needing in our tutorial. So don't forget to leave your comments in the comment box below. Let's move on. Alright, I'll be cutting the half length first, and this is going to be the back. Remember, it's a shirt dress. Okay, so the half length is 19 inches. I added 1 inch, that's 20 inches. So I marked out 20 inches. The half length is 15.5 inches. So I have 16 inches with my seam allowance. And the armhole 9 inches. Because of the height of this person, now I'm using 9 inches. Alright, so to fold your fabric, since this is the half length, I'll be using the bust measurement because that is the highest measurement. Then the bust plus 8 divided by 4 is 12.5 inches. It's still the same as your bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. You get the same thing. So I folded my fabric. I've marked out the point. I have my shoulder here divided by 2. Shoulder divided by 2. Then I have half inch added to it. Shoulder is 15 divided by 2, 7.5 plus half. I have 8 inches. And this is my 9. So I'll mark out my bust, which is plus 8 divided by 4. Now this is my under bust measurements. So that below it, I'll get my under bust circumference measurements plus 8 divided by 4. So I have 11.5 inches. Then the next thing is to connect the points. So I have from the bust to the under bust circumference. This is the back. I'll be using this to cut out the front. And on the front, I'm going to minus 8 inches. Minus 8 inches. Minus 8 inches is what I'll be doing. So this is 8 inches. So that I'll be using the other material to replace that. And I'll add half an inch for my seam. That's 8.5 inches. Now, there's need for me to add my button and the button holes. So I'll add 2 inches to that. I'll add 2 inches to the folding. Alright, so I'll go ahead and cut out the rest of this shape. I need to divide this. So let's work on this first. So to cut out the front part, I'm going to place this, and there's need for me to consider the button holes as well. Now this is my 8 inches plus my seam allowance, so to make it 8.5. So I'm going to consider that as well. Then also I have 1 inch. Let me do it this way. Alright, this is my front fabric. So placing it on the plain material, I have 1 inch. So that I can easily continue my measurements from here then I'll trace it out. Remember to add the 2 inches for the buttonholes. It has been added, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut. Now to bring out the neck design, I'm going to follow the back. This is just the allowance, so I'm going to follow this. The width I'm going to measure is 2.5 inches, and the depth for the back is just 0.5 inch. 0.5 inch, that's the depth for the back, while the depth for the front is 3 inches. 3 inches. Now I'm going to cut. And there's need to slant the shoulder by 1 inch. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring out my princess dart, and that is using the nipple to nipple measurement. That's 4 inches. With my seam allowance, 4.5 inches is what I'll measure out. 4.5 inches all the way to the nipple point, and on the armhole I'm going to take my 3.5 inches. So that I can connect from the armhole to the nipple point and straight down. So I'm going to cut this. This is the princess dart. I'm cutting this on the back alone. Alone on the back. And on the Ankara fabric here, I'm going to cut it together, just the Ankara. I'm not cutting this alongside. I'm only cutting the Ankara fabric for the front. So I'm going to take that. Now, still on the front, I am going to create a kind of design here. Okay, to cut out the base, which is the flare part of our shirt dress, I've folded a double flare. In case you're still finding it difficult to cut out your flare, I have a tutorial on how to cut different types of flare. So you can feel free to watch how to cut different types of flare for better understanding. The waist I'll be attaching this to is 38, and it's a double flare, so divided by 4, of course, and that will give us 9.5 inches. So here I made it 10 because we need allowance. That's the button and the buttonholes allowance at the front. That's the reason I made it 10. And the full length of our dress is 48. The half length we cut out is 19 inches. So to complete our 48, so this is my 19. To complete our 48 inches, I added 2 inches, which is 50, to be the full length and my seam allowance. So I mark out my 50 inches all the way. So I'm going to cut this out. Okay, the next thing we're going to cut out is the sleeve. To cut out the sleeve, I'll be using the round sleeve to fold. This is the straight part of the sleeve, and the round sleeve is 12 inches. Divided by 2 is 6, plus 3 inches for folding. I folded 9 inches. The length is 11. I added 1 inch, that's 12. Not sure we'll be able to see, so let me just cut it out. This is my 12 inches. And to mark down 4 inches, this is my 4 inches. The round sleeve, like I said, is 12. Divided by 2 is 6. With my seam allowance, I'm going to make it 7 inches. this is my 7 inches, so it's coming to the 4 inches I marked out. Then I can create my arm size, and I'll use this to cut out the second sleeve. Now the next part of the sleeve I'll be cutting out is going to be a gathered fabric, and that is going to be the length of 11 inches as well. The length of 11, and to form your gathers you can use a yard of fabric. You can go ahead to use 2 yards. It's just your choice anyway, depending on how full you want your sleeve to be. So for the 2 sleeves, that will be 1 yard each. That's what I'll be cutting out. I'll be using 1 yard each for the 2 sleeves. The length is 11, so this is 12 inches. So this is going to be the continuation of the other sleeve I made. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to cut is just a band, so as to pleat this or to gather this to the band I'll be cutting, and the band is going to be 3 inches. So the band is just 9.5 inches. That's a round sleeve, so I made this 10.5 inches, and the length is 3 inches, so I made this 3.5 inches. This is for the 2 sleeves, and it's folded into 2. I'm going to show you. So it's folded like this and folded into 2, and this is what I'm going to have. So I'll be pleating, or I'll gather the one end of my fabric to this, and the other end will be attached to the main part of the sleeve. I'll be doing the sewing in the next tutorial. I'm sure you don't want to miss out. So, and remember, we upload the cutting and the sewing of our tutorials separately. So if you're watching this cutting, there is need for you to watch the sewing, and if you're going to watch the sewing tutorial, you also need to watch the cutting for better understanding. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment box below, and if this is your first time on this channel, kindly click the subscribe and the bell button so as to get notified anytime we upload a new video. I still remain Simeon Grace. Thanks for watching Carrie's Tutorials. Till I see you next class. Bye.